Hey, what's going on? Twoton here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is going to be an exciting show today. Welcome to Twoton's Epiphany. I guess you could call it Season 1, Episode 5. This episode is going to be kind of cool. In the last episode, we talked about the actual epiphany moment that I had watching the movie The Whale with Brendan Fraser. And today's episode, we're going to dive into the after effects of deciding to go on a weight loss journey. And essentially, this episode is called Resolve. And I'm going to talk about a whole list, short list. You know, my ultimate goal weight is in the distance. It's a year or two away, I think. I hope less. But you know, it's not about how fast you get there. It's about just getting there the right way and the healthy way. So you know, after losing 150 pounds, 152. I mean, I put a couple back on there. You know, it's all up and down. I'm not going to freak. I've been flatlined for a little while, and that's fine. I'm not freaking out about it. You know, I'm still very much in the fight, but, you know, after losing 150 pounds, the difference between my heaviest and what I am now is like just night and day. It's amazing. The steering wheel doesn't touch my stomach anymore. I'm sleeping better. I'm sleeping longer. You know, even with the CPAP, I'm actually getting better sleep now because there's less weight on me. You know, I can walk longer distances. I can stand for longer periods of time. I'm actually more flexible, agile, mobile. I mean, I can just move better. I'm still a 400-pound fat ass, but the way I move now compared to 550, just fucking night and day. Unbelievable. And, you know, I mean, I'm going to have to buy some new clothes soon. This is a 5X shirt, and at my heaviest, I was like a 7X. I've gone down, 14 inches in waist size. So, you know, those are non-scale victories, you know, having to buy new clothes and, you know, your overall size gets smaller. And I've got, you know, skin that's loose now. Even though I'm still 400, I've got areas of my body where the fat used to be, and it's not there anymore. So that's cool. That's very cool. Very excited about it. And I'm about halfway to my goal. And so essentially my goal weight is 219. I talked about that in a couple of the podcasts. And, you know, that number kind of rings a bell in my head. You know, it just sounds better than 220. It's like, you know, it's like Ma coming out on the porch and dinging the triangle. Supper's ready. Supper's ready. Ding, ding, ding. That's like this bell I got up there. And it's like, it resonates in my head. And it just sounds better. 219. That's it's just a good weight. 219. I mean, the last time I was like 219, 220, I was probably in high school, you know, 40 fucking years ago. So, it's not my only goal. Obviously, my goal weight is my goal weight, but I've got other goals. And what I did is I set myself a list of incremental 50-pound goals. And this is kind of cool. And, you know, maybe if you're on a journey too, hopefully if you're listening, you are. And if you set a couple of smaller goals before your big goal, that'll give you something more attainable in the short term and in your head and in your psyche. You know, if you just set the little goals, you get to the next one and the next one, you know. It's like in Rogue One in Star Wars. If you don't know the movie, you'll still follow the reference here. She goes, you know, we'll take the next chance and the one after that until we win or the chances are spent. So, you know, I mean, you got to keep taking each step, each goal to get to your next one. You know, it's like a ladder. You climb one and you get to the next step, climb one and get to another. So for me, I'm setting up these like incremental goals. And I think in my head, I mean, these are exciting things, really exciting things. I think it's essential to the type of journey I'm on. I'm somebody who can procrastinate very easily. And it's real easy for me to just wake up in the morning and be like, I'm just fucking not feeling it today. I'm just going to take a break. And I mean, it happens to me all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to diet and just said fuck it and just didn't do it. But so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down these goals and tell you how it kind of gives me that extra little edge in my mind where I can just hit the small goals one at a time. So goal one, I'm 400 now, around 400. Um, and most of you know I was a truck driver. I did that for 16 years. And my son came on the truck with me a couple times when he was a teenager. And we had a blast, driving all over the country. And man, it rubbed off on him because he became a truck driver too. It makes me very proud. I love the fact that he's driving and he's a lease operator with the company he's with and he's doing good. And him and his fiance have a house in Jacksonville, Florida. So he's on the road a lot, but he's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. And brings his dogs on the truck and he has a YouTube channel called Trucker Tales, like wagging your tail, Tails. Check it out. I'll put the link in the description. He does all kinds of cool videos with his dogs and out on the road. So check that out. Please give him a subscribe and a follow. I would love that. So the goal here, 400 now, 50 more pounds is 350. So that's my first goal. And when I hit 350, I'm going to go on the truck with him as his passenger. Full circle. And I'm so fucking excited about this to get back on the road. I haven't been on a truck in 11, 12 years. And I always wish I could have stayed driving, but I just couldn't. So me riding shotgun in my man's rig, that's going to be sweet. Just hanging back. I'm going to, do all kinds of videos and stuff and post a lot of shit from our voyages across country. I cannot wait. I really can. I'm hoping that I can get this 50 off before the middle of November. So a couple months, I could probably do it if I get, a couple pounds a week. We want to get on the truck before the snow hits, really. So even in November, we could hit snow in certain places, but I don't want to do this during the winter time. I'd rather do it late fall, or spring. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's goal number one is, get the 50 pounds off, get down to 350. So 50 more pounds will get me down to 300. And goal number two, excuse me, goal number two, when I left New York when I was 19, I went out to Arizona to hang out with my buddy Sean and his mom. They opened up some businesses, and many of you know the place, Tombstone, Arizona. Will always have a place in my heart. I lived in Tombstone, OK Corral, Wyatt Earp, all that shit. Doc Holliday, I'm your huckleberry. I lived out there for 9 months with my buddy Sean, and his mom and him. They owned a couple of businesses there. I worked in their restaurant, and that's where I got a lot of the love in my heart for the outdoors and hiking and shooting and hunting and camping, and just such a blast going out in the desert, target shooting, walking down a river with no shoes on, just hanging out and camping and bullshitting around a fire. I mean, Arizona, people think it's just the shitty sand and desert. It's fucking sand. They think it's sand and desert. There's a Sam Kinison reference for you there. But there's trees, there's rivers, there's mountains, there's evergreens. I mean, Arizona has everything, including the desert, obviously. But it is amazing out there. Shout out to all my Tombstone buddies, Klondike Sean, the Grahams. I love all you guys. Shannon, if you're listening, you know who you are. Love every single one of you guys. I'm so glad I met you guys when I was out there. And you're all good friends to this day. So anyway, back to the Arizona thing. I miss Arizona so much. So my goal when I get to 300 is I'm going to take an Arizona trip. I'm going to drive myself out there. My wife hates Arizona. She hated it when we lived there, and she hates it now, and that's fine. She told me I could take like a solo trip to go see Sean and hang out with my buddy for a week. So I'm going to do a road trip. And the big reason for it to be 300 is then I can move around a lot better and do the hiking and the little mountain thing and stuff like that, you know. And Arizona is an outdoorsman's paradise, and you know it is here as well. And I live in Pennsylvania, um, so living here now in Pennsylvania, the outdoor stuff you can do here is incredible. So as these pounds come off, I'll do that here as well. But that's my goal. I want to get out to Arizona, get back out there, see my buddy, and go do the outdoor stuff that I loved so much, and I haven't been able to do for a long time. So, so now when I get to 300, I'll be exactly 250 lost from my heaviest. So that's going to be a big goal for me. Uh, that'll be a big moment when I hit that 300. So goal number three. Um, 250 pounds is goal three. That's another 50 from 300. This one's huge. This is a lifelong dream of mine. And I've always wanted to do skydiving. I can't even say the word without getting giddy. You know, I'm like Dieter from Sprockets. It's like I'm happy as a little girl. The idea of jumping out of a fucking plane is just, it's driving me crazy. I want to do it so bad. It's just something I wanted to do for so many years, and I can't wait till I get that weight because most skydiving places you can't be more than 250. That's the maximum weight that they can strap you to someone else to do your first tandem dive, because they don't just let you jump out of a plane. You got to jump with a tandem a couple times before you can do it yourself. So I don't care. I don't. I'll strap to somebody and let's go. Let's do it. But 250. That's that goal. So that's 150 pounds from now, and I lost 150 in like 3 or 4 years. Okay. But that was with losing, then gaining, then losing. It wasn't a straight 150 from like my heart failure time when I was heaviest. It wasn't a straight 150 lost. So getting to this goal in a year or so is very attainable. Very attainable. So I'm really looking forward to that. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Just the idea of jumping out of a plane is going to be like really, really cool. So that's goal number three. Um, feel free to comment uh, on the video version here if you're watching. I'd love to hear if anybody's done skydiving before, or send me an email, twotonsadventures@gmail.com. Tell me about your skydiving story, first time you did it, if you like doing it. I'd love to hear your stories about skydiving because it's such a thing. I mean, I love skydiving like I love my, nerd shit. So that would be amazing to do that. So next goal is the final goal. That's my 219. So from 250 to 220, that's 30 pounds. So that final goal, this is a big, big fucking deal because I was married in 1996 to my beautiful, stunning redheaded bride, Patricia. And in a few months, we'll be celebrating 29 years together. And so next year, November 2026 is our 30th. And, I did the math here. Okay. That's, what are we in August? Yeah, it's like 14 months. So I have to lose 180 pounds to get to this goal in 14 months. That's only 13 pounds a month. Okay. Now do the math. That's like 3.25 to 3.5 pounds a week. That is extremely attainable to get 180 pounds off in a year and 2 months. So, I've had a rough couple months here with this weight. I got down to that 398 and then I just really flatlined. And we've had, you know, there's no excuses here. I'm just being honest and transparent. We've had like some birthday parties and we went out to dinner and then a couple of times we do, oh, fuck it, let's just get something. You know, I'm being transparent. I cheated and I kind of stayed right at that 400 for a while and I'm still at it. But I'm back on now doing good. And that's the plan, is to keep it going. So I know if I hunker down and get my shit together, I can get this off. And, again, I'm not saying that I want to get it off super quick, but this is an attainable goal for me. It really is, to do 13 pounds a month for the next like 14 months. And that'll get me to my goal weight. So The idea is, since we honeymooned in Ireland in 1996 for our 30th, to get down to this goal weight of 219, I want to take my wife back to Ireland. We wanted to do it for our 20th. We didn't have the time or the money. The 25th came and went, um, and that was in 2021. Of course, that was during the pandemic and everything. So we weren't about to get on a plane and like travel to Europe. And oddly enough, we we actually had enough money in 2021 to have pulled it off if we wanted to, So this is a big deal. Our 30th anniversary, turning 53 next year, and I just to go to Ireland would be unfucking believable. If you've ever been there, let me just kind of paraphrase it into like just how amazing it was. Um, it is the most amazing, magical, spiritual place I've ever been to. It is true. There are 40 shades of green when you fly over Ireland. It's all the farms and all the pastures with all these stone rock walls, and there are truly 40 shades of green. Um, the place has so much history, and it's so old, like medieval times, and even before that. I walked in a cemetery. The first day we were there, we were in a cemetery in Glendalough, and that's over on the east side of the country, about 45 minutes south of Dublin. And we got a flat tire, so we're just kind of hanging out in the parking lot of this hotel that had an old ruins of a church in the back, and we're trying to figure out how do we get this tire because we couldn't find the jack for the fucking rental car. It was hysterical. But foreign exchange student named Tim from Minnesota. Never forget Tim. He came out and he's like, "Hey guys, you all right?" I'm like, I hear this American accent. I expected him to come out like a fucking leprechaun and be like, "Oh, you got a wee bit of problem with your tire there. Let me fix your tire for you." No, it wasn't like that. This dude was straight up like Minnesota. He goes, "Yeah, I'm Tim. I'm an exchange student. You got a flat tire, huh?" So he showed us in our little rent a car, it was a little Ford Festiva Fiesta bullshit, whatever it was. The jack for the car is in the engine compartment, like up against the firewall with a little wing nut on it. It's the weirdest shit I ever saw. Those Europeans are crazy. So Tim actually helped us change our tire. But while we were there, we were walking around the grounds, and in the back is a cemetery there. And in the cemetery, these headstones are like let me just point something out here. I've been to a bunch of cemeteries in America here, of ones with loved ones and just cemeteries where I don't know anybody who's died and was buried there. The amount of time that passes where I can look at headstones that have not been disturbed or vandalized or destroyed in Ireland is shockingly impressive. The respect that they have for the dead over there is incredible. Because here in America, I've seen all kinds of shit where people knock headstones over, and it's absolutely devastating and disgusting. But we were in the cemetery, and you look on some of these headstones, and uh, they were 3-digit years, like the 800s and the 900s, and it was absolutely insane that you're standing somewhere where like 1100 years ago somebody was buried in the ground here. Absolutely crazy. The oldest headstones I've seen in America, I mean, obviously America is a younger country, but the oldest headstones I've ever seen were like early 1700s. Excuse me. So standing there, you can feel that energy when you're in like a graveyard like that. It's really crazy. The castles, the rivers, the trees, the forests. I mean, there's nowhere like it on earth. I haven't been to a lot of places, but I know Ireland's kind of a unique place. Just you think of Ireland, you think happy and drinking in bars and fun music and leprechauns and the Irish tap dancers and the girls, do the Irish dance and I mean, the Irish culture is just amazing and it's beautiful. And when we were there, we had such a good time. 12 days, and it was absolutely the greatest trip slash vacation that I ever had, albeit our honeymoon. So that's my 219 goal. I want to take my wife back to Ireland, and that in my mind and in my brain, it's such a great thing to have that goal be the prize for me to get this weight off. Because number one, I could fit in a fucking airplane seat and only have to buy one seat at that weight. And number two is we get to go back and see all the things we didn't get to see the first time because we were there in November. A lot of stuff was closed. So for this, if I do this goal, we're probably going to plan the trip for spring right after our anniversary. That way we can go. It'll be nice weather. Everything will be open. So that's kind of the plan there. And, now that I've dropped this 150, I can really kick this into high gear and get really excited about this long term goal that I have to get down to my goal weight. You know, this is a big thing for me. I've been wanting to take my wife back there for a long time. So, and another thing, if you want to email me, if you have any comments, tell me about your trip to Ireland if you've ever been there. Um, Feel free to engage. I'd love to hear your stories. Anything you want to talk about, email me, twotonsadventures@gmail.com. So, real quick, uh, that's my little goal list. So that's pretty much it. I hope some of you can relate, and I can maybe inspire you to create your short-term goal list, and that'll give you the little stones to kind of step across to get to the other side of the river that's raging in front of you, and that river is your weight loss. And if you can hop on each stone and do them one at a time and get to the other side, there's your goal. Okay, it's not always about flying across the river because you're going to fall in and you're going to get wet. You got to step on those stones, man, and you got to be careful and do one at a time. And that's what I want to do. So, um, I hope that I can inspire people to get those pounds off. So, now let me talk for a second about this whole podcast because my original plan was to do this 5-part series, and this is the fifth, and talking about my goals for all the rest of my weight loss and everything. So, um, I've decided that I'm going to continue this podcast, and I hope you'll join me and get on board for season 2, 2 Tons Epiphany. So the very next one, it'll be all different kind of content. It'll be more about me just talking about my weight loss stuff that's current and in the moment, and I'm going to add some stuff in there like listener interaction. I'm also going to do like polling and questions, and hopefully answer emails from people. And I'm going to have some guests on. I'm going to try and get guests on the podcast, and that could be anybody from dietitians to friends of mine or somebody who's lost weight. Um, so I'm looking forward to turning it into like a real podcast here. So please subscribe. Tell everyone you know. This is going to be like a new, cool, different kind of podcast for a weight loss guy. I'm just a fat guy trying to not be fat, and I hope you hop on board with me. So um, I want everybody to follow along because I'm looking to start this, this new chapter. So on that note, stay tuned. I will announce the episode soon, and I want you to check out my other social media platforms if you haven't already. I got them all in the description, so check it out. And once again, I'm going to give you that email, 2tonsadventures@gmail.com. Anything you want to talk about, weight loss related, anything, just give me a shout and I'll respond to you. So on that note, that final note, that's the end of what I got for today. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching and joining me here on 2 Tons Epiphany. If you've been with me since the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the intro, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you for listening and downloading and subscribing. So just remember, you need to be your biggest supporter. You are your biggest supporter. You are the one that is in control of your destiny. So be your biggest supporter every day. There's nothing you can't do. So just fucking do it, man. All right? Appreciate you listening. I'm 2Ton, coming to you live from the command center in Indiana, Pennsylvania. I am out.